explosive allegation. Who is he being paid by?
Can I ask you a question?
No, you said you had evidence. Who is he being paid by?
He's being paid by organizations that are anti-American, that are engaged in nefarious...
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Sam Seder going against Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is talking too big for his britches. Sam Seder is calling him out. Let's get into it.
DHS from deporting a student who has a green card and also an 8-month pregnant wife.
Who's an American.
Who is accused of protesting in a way that the U.S. government feels is supportive in some way of Hamas.
There's no criminal charges that they seem to have levied. They basically say that he's been supporting Hamas, and that makes students feel uncomfortable. But there's no specificity to the claim.
I don't even think they've been saying. I don't think they've even been saying supporting. They've said aligned.
Aligned, which is this is a cut and dry free speech issue. A cut and dry First Amendment free speech issue.
Beyond even the pale of a First Amendment. And also just sort of it just extraordinarily reprehensible. But understand that this is just a proof of concept, essentially, situation. Here is, folks, just yesterday in Foley Square, Manhattan. This is just sort of blocks from where a lot of the stuff happened was Zuccotti. Of course, it's downtown and near
the
courthouse. And here are protesters protesting the deportation. And this guy was on the negotiating committee with Columbia University.
Drop Site News, who have been doing, and Prem Talker there, phenomenal reporting about these issues, reported that just a day before he was disappeared by ICE, he had written to Columbia to ask for help because he was fearful that the Trump administration was targeting him.
And just what they're saying is aligned with Hamas is calling for Columbia to divest from Israel.
Yeah.
And we should just say, Prem Talker is with...
So here we have Sam Seder mentioning a recent story of a college student. He was talking for Palestine, and he is getting now deported. This is, as far as free speech is concerned, completely unethical and shows the state of America at this point, that we're currently under a dictatorship.
Mateo.
Oh, now. I'm sorry.
But
sorry
Drop
about
Site
that.
and Docker over at...
Both doing great work. But
doing great work.
I think Zateo broke the story that I just mentioned. Apologies.
But here
no,
is
Drop Site.
Here is clips of the protests.
We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? ICE off our campus now! ICE off our campus now! We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? ICE off our campus now! ICE off our campus now!
Go ahead.
To sewage and water treatment plants have been completely destroyed by Israel with United States weapons. Even after a ceasefire has been reached, Israel continues its genocide on the Palestinians of Gaza. Just these past weeks, and in a blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement, international law, and all principles of justice and humanity,
Yeah. So good on folks coming out there. And I don't really want to hear much from liberals who are saying that where are all the Palestinian advocates under Donald Trump? Well, there they are.
Check your DSA. There's one I know in St. Louis on Wednesday. I'm sure there's a lot going up in your communities.
In the meantime, and this is scary stuff, because CNN had Bruce Blakeman, and he is the Nassau County executive. He's the one who was I can't even remember his name now. That congressman from who just left.
Well, this is Swazi's district.
Right.
Oh, Oh, you're
I
thinking
can't even
of
remember the
George
Republican's name.
Santos.
Santos. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I
is the
don't
guy who
think-
supported.
And this is where, Sam Seder starts to get into the CNN with Scott Jennings. But before that, prayers for Mahmoud Khalil. This is unethical. This is un-American as can be. I know that people in the past have said, well, why, as Emma Vigeland brought up, where are all the Palestinian speakers? That's a common belief among the people today. They're getting deported. At this point, you have someone who is actually getting sent out of the country for speaking his mind on an issue that is, whether you agree with it or not, whether you are for Zionism, against it, however you want to see it, someone should be able to say free Palestine. Someone should be able to protest freely. That is an American right. Sam Seder believes it. Emma Vigeland believes it. I'm not sure why that's even up for debate.
George Santos, because Santos was apparently so Jewy, and then turned out to actually not be anything.
Jewish.
Yeah.
He was just making a joke.
But this guy has a this guy has a crack team that really does amazing analysis, right? Like, I mean, they didn't pick up on Santos right away. And so maybe he went out and said, you know what we need is some type of intel division.
Over on Long Island.
I think the question here is about whether speech can result in people's
He's a
legal rights being
virulent
taken away.
anti-Semite. He came here on a student visa. He's paid by a terrorist
Pause it for a
organization.
second. Now, listen, there's a couple of things that I just want to add. He may have come here on a student visa. He has a green card. He's a permanent resident now.
Legal immigrant.
Legal immigrant, permanent resident. You're a legal immigrant if you come on a student visa, but you're a permanent resident if you have a green card. And I would just say, if you're really worried about anti-Semitism, I would suggest, if you really want to find some, search on Twitter, Sam Seder, Jew, and you will find a lot of anti-Semitism in the wake of that Jubilee video. But that's
They're
aside
just
the point.
reminding you of your identity. I don't know why you're so hung up on this.
Go ahead.
On a student visa. He's paid by a terrorist organization
Excuse me.
that
Is
the
there
heads
evidence?
babies.
What
evidence do you have
that
of
the
any of
heads
that?
babies.
Wait.
I have evidence.
So I'm sorry, just to be clear,
that-
you're alleging that he's paid by
He's a paid protester.
by who?
Well, I didn't ask my intelligence division exactly who paid for him, but
Insane.
the evidence?
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. So first he says he's paid by a terrorist organization.
Uh-huh.
And
Say no more.
and he just expects that to just go fly. And he goes, and he
And this is where nothing matters anymore. Anti-Semitism, it's for sure anti-Semitic. What else could be anti-Semitic? Maybe a Nazi salute from Elon Musk, from Steve Bannon, and these are things that have just been written off that no one talks about what's going on. Elon Musk has been seen talking at a German assembly, saying that there needs to be less shame among the history. As far as what's going on, it has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. Mahmoud Khalil is wanting to preach the freedom of his own people and wants to, and like what I said, whether you agree with it or not, it is the right to protest. I believe everyone has the right to protest.
has an intel division. Is that what he said?
Over in Nassau County, Long Island.
Staten Island CIA.
Oh no, that's not. It's not even Staten Island.
Oh, right,
this is
Long
even
Island.
more upper crusty Long Island people. Yeah, like the over in Mineola, they're really looking into the international politics there. It's like MI6 over there.
Let's do a little role play for a second. You be the intel division,
Okay.
and I will be this Joker Blakeman. Is this protester paid?
Yes.
Don't say anything else.
I gotta
I
go
don't
to
want to
CNN.
follow up on this. I've got to go to CNN. Don't say anything else. I have no more questions for you. That's it. Great job. You have been excellent.
Yes, he didn't expect the follow up from the entire panel. Shout out to our friend Van Lathan who's on the panel there. Abby Phillip does not let this go, so credit to her.
All right, go back. This is
It's amazing.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a Long Island CIA.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Evidence.
So I'm sorry, just to be clear, you're alleging that he's paid by
He's a
who?
paid protester.
By who?
Well, I didn't ask my intelligence division exactly who paid for him, but
What's the
he's being
evidence?
paid by. He's being
That's a
paid.
pretty explosive allegation. Who is he being paid by?
Can I ask you a question?
You said you had evidence. Who is he being paid by?
He's being paid by organizations that are anti-American, that are engaged in nefarious
Name them.
activities.
Who nefarious?
I don't ask my intelligence division to
Well,
give
then don't
me.
come. Then don't come on national TV. Don't come on national
You know who he's
TV.
being paid by?
I don't, and I'm not alleging that
Are
he's
you
being paid.
okay with what he's doing?
Hold on, pause it for a second. Wait a second. We got to go back. What's fascinating is he will ask, what's her face? Navarro.
Anna Navarro, who
He'll
is a-
ask Anna Navarro who he's being paid by.
Former Republican.
But he won't ask his own intel division who he's.
They're being pretty funny, but it's just so stupid. Scott Jennings, as far as saying, just making these bold claims and then not having anything to follow up with it. He's worse than these conspiracy guys, because even these conspiracy people are able to pull some type of like dumb source. Whether it comes from anything, they're able to be like, okay, well, I said this, and then you can go and find it at blah, blah, blah. This dude saying somebody told me this guy is paid off by who? I don't know. It's just a barbershop, dude. Get out of here.
He's being paid by.
Hey, you know the guys in Massapequa, they're really covert. They're gonna give me a little bit of the drip, but we don't got all the information here. I mean, this is the central claim he was asked to come on television to make, and he didn't have that answer.
Wait a second. But he does seem to know some things about it. So let's revise our little role play. Okay.
So there we have it, you guys. It's Sam Seder and Scott Jennings. Sam Seder is just, it's nothing but buffoonery on Scott Jennings' part. And anyone can make it good, but Sam Seder is a pro at it. Sam Seder and Emma Vigeland, they're great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.